Hi, Aquarius. This is your reading for love and relationships, August 2018. Please excuse the airplane. I'm at the beach this weekend. Okay. Let's see what's going on. The first card is a Two of Pentacles. I have the Empress. I have Seven of Cups. Now, the interesting thing about these three cards is that for my love and relationship readings, these three cards, for me, all tell me about someone who's distracted and can't commit in some way, shape, or form. So I'll explain that in just a couple more minutes. I have a Three of Cups. I have Four of Cups reversed. And then I have a Two of Swords. And this is another, you have Two of Pentacles and Two of Swords. And these are the two cards as opposed to Two of Wands and Two of Cups. These two cards tell me about a split, unable to, you're juggling two things here with the Pentacles. And then here with the Two of Swords, you're unable to make a decision. There's a disconnect between you and another person, or a disconnect between your head and your heart, and you can't move forward. And the Seven of Cups and Two of Swords, they both have something in common here, in my interpretation at least, because they're both about needing to make a choice and not moving forward because you delay that choice, you avoid the choice. I'm not saying that's you, Aquarius, but I'm definitely feeling that someone is not willing to make a choice yet. We do have a Ten of Cups. We have a Nine of Pentacles. And Temperance. Whoa, now that turned out pretty nice considering the rough start you had. Of course, I'll pull the outcome card after the main reading. So, as I said, these three cards, especially when we have the Two of Swords here, they tell me about someone who's unable to commit. And once again, when I see the Empress surrounded by cards about not committing, I'm like, is there a third party here involved? Could your love interest or partner be distracted by someone else? Well, that's always a possibility. I will not say it applies to everyone, of course, because there are millions of Aquarians, and this situation can play out differently. But I will say that the relationship, someone's commitment to the relationship is almost non-existent, or they have a lot of difficulty committing. Now, the cups are also significant here, especially when you have this lovely Temperance card showing up in your future. You have that Seven of Cups, the card of procrastination and daydreams. And then you have Three of Cups. This is the card of love and affection. Sometimes I see it as a casual relationship because it's still a wonderful card. It's about being with the people you love, celebrating. Sometimes in certain interpretations of the card, it can be about not just a gathering of friends and family, but sort of like a celebration. You're happy together. But in a relationship reading, yeah, I kind of like, compared to the Two of Cups, would you rather have a Three of Cups or a Two of Cups? Well, obviously you want Two of Cups. Three of Cups, three's a crowd here. And then you have a Four of Cups, and this is reversed. someone being incredibly selfish. So this is where I'm getting this strong avoidance of commitment, because this is already a card about being self-centered and being too focused on yourself. And when it's reversed, you do have someone who has an emotional block, someone who's ungrateful, someone who's demanding. They want a casual relationship, but they can't be bothered with anything serious. But and then you have that Two of Swords. Maybe it's because they just can't decide right now, and emotionally they're avoiding having to make a decision. They could, your love interest or partner could be afraid of love, and I think at the minimal that's what's going on. I'm not saying they want to be cruel to you or harsh, but it's like, oh, I can't decide. Two of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, Two of Swords. Oh, don't make me decide. I don't know what to do. So that's, this Four of Cups is kind of pulling it all together for me. They're too they're too happy with the sexual, physical, but when it comes to the emotional, they want to keep it light and casual. They don't want anything serious. They want their cake and they want to eat it too, basically. So here's the interesting thing. As we get here, I do see an emotional opening up, an emotional breakthrough. So you have that Ten of Cups. And this, when I see this, sometimes I think, oh, is there a marriage going on here? Especially if it's a personal reading for one person. I tend to see the Ten of Cups as, well, is there a marriage or something going on here? And then you have your Nine of Pentacles, which is the card of prosperity, material wealth. I see this sometimes as the party card, because 9 is the number of completion. It's the highest level. Then you go to 10 and you begin all over again. You transition to a beginning. But this is about happiness and success as well. And then you have Temperance. Everything is at peace. You have the emotional balance here. So maybe, Aquarius, it's not so much about the other person. It could also be about maybe you being afraid of commitment. And it seems to be a process of you releasing your fears. And I feel like the Two of Swords is about you and your partner or love interest. Someone's finally going to make a decision here for the better. Yeah, very, very interesting. So I'm going to pull an outcome card here. Your outcome card is a Seven of Pentacles. That's not a bad thing. It's sort of like, okay, we got it together here. Now we're just going to take it slow and see what happens. Note how he has the wand in his hand. And as you know, the wand is about personal power. It's about intent. It's about, it's that fiery change and motivation. So the motivation for this relationship is still there. But I feel like things are evolving slowly for you, and that there are, in this situation, as far as your love life, whether you're broken up with someone or whether someone's a friend instead of a lover or friends with benefits, I feel like things are slowly evolving. But this Four of Cups reversed, it can be a really, it represents a really difficult emotional obstacle that's hard to get past. And maybe that's why this Seven of Pentacles shows up, because it is the card of waiting. And I feel like the advice that the Oracle has for you is that if you're going to stick it out with this person, be prepared for this person to have a little bit of emotional blockage, for them to finally stop being so self-centered. And I feel like some of you might even be attached to someone who's depressed. And there's nothing wrong, it's not like anyone who has depression should be abandoned. I feel like for some of you, someone who's emotionally avoidant of relationships, um, even if you're avoidant of relationships, it takes a lot of time to work through those emotional blockages. I just don't think you should try to work with someone who has an emotional block to the detriment of your own happiness. You shouldn't sacrifice your happiness because someone is putting the brakes to the relationship and they're like, I need more time. Why do we have to commit? Things are fine the way they are. That type of thing. You don't need to put up with that. But yeah, things are progressing slowly. That's what I'm getting from this card. So that was your reading, Aquarius. And if you are one of my Patreon sponsors, you are probably getting this reading a couple weeks in advance. This reading, I posted August readings on Patreon July 8th. So lots of fun stuff headed your way for those of you who made a one-time donation or who are $1 a month sponsors. Thank you so much. And I also want to point out I will be offering like video lessons in tarot readings specifically for romance and relationships. So thank you so much for your support, especially to those on Patreon who've pledged money or made a donation. I appreciate it. This really supports my work and it helps me to devote more time to my work. I appreciate it. So I hope you're having a wonderful summer. Of course, I'll see you next month. And as always, I wish you love and light.